we talk about the past ability, this shows that there is slight change in your ability, and in this case, we are using could only. Okay, according to possibility, there are three types actually of possibility, either future possibility, and here we can use either can or could, present and future impossibility. Here we've got could only. The could be driving if he didn't make an accident. And we talked about past impossibility, and we said that we use couldn't have, and of course, plus the past participle of the verb. Okay, we moved to opportunity. That time we said that past opportunity could be expressed using the could. لاحظوا الفرق بين هنا وهناك إنه either couldn't have لما نحكي على past opportunity, and وعندنا ال could have plus the past participle of the verb لما نحكي على past opportunity which is not realized. So you need to focus on this difference. We also talked about the past opportunity which is realized, and we said that we don't use any modal verb. Like when we say Ali was able, for example, to achieve the high score in IELTS. Then we talked about the permission. When we talk about the permission, you can either give present and future permission, and in this case, you use can and may. And when you give a past permission, and this permission could have been changed, and in this case, we use the could rather than can. We also talked about will and would. We said that will can express promise, giving an agreement, making a future plan, and we said that we usually use will in this case. We also said that we might talk about the future activity. That activity can be either continuous, for example, Ali will be studying next week, Sami will be traveling, or this future activity could be finished. Do you remember when we said that this is similar to the future perfect? Ali will have finished his examination by the mid of April, let's say. Then we said that we use will or would to express our request, and this usually uses a polite request. Like we say, would it be possible to open the door? Would you close the window please? Then أريدكم تركزوا لي على contrary to fact اللي هي حالة واحدة من ال if clause. Contrary to fact when we use would here rather than will, and we use it either in the present. Contrary to fact, we can use it in the past. Contrary to fact, we said that if Sally didn't break her leg, she would go to Paris. This is the present. Contrary to fact. And we said that if Sally hadn't broken her leg, she would have gone to Paris. Fine. احنا اتفقنا انه راح يكون عندنا quiz at the end of this lecture. الكويز مالتنا راح يغطي بس can, could, والله would. صحيح؟
Yes, doctor. Doctor, I have a question.
Pardon?
I have a question. Can I ask you, please?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Doctor, we have in the fourth point, present or future possibility. Yesterday, I were reviewing the material. I noticed this structure, Miss Leo, could be reading. Could be reading. This is a structure of which tense, doctor?
Continuous. I was reviewing the materials as well today, and I noticed that there is a website when we talk about the condition, which is continuous.
Present continuous, you mean? Because you have no?
Could be reading. Is it talking about the possibility?
Could be.
Are you talking about possibility or?
No, impossibility. Impossibility.
If you are talking about impossibility.
Contrary to fact, doctor.
Let me just see which page is it.
235.
Okay. Let me just have a look at it. Which number is it? Number 4?
Yes, doctor. Number 4, present or future impossibility.
Yeah, this is a present, Mariam.
Present continuous?
Yeah, no, could be reading, for example, of course, now, as long as you are having now, so it is future impossibility, which is in the present time. يعني
I
let's
know.
say it in Arabic. For example,
Mm,
let's say it in Arabic.
mm.
يعني أنت هسه رايحة للدنتست. Okay, you didn't get your materials with you. مو صحيح؟ وظليتي قاعدة in the waiting room for a long while. All right? You would say to yourself, I could be reading my assignment if I stay at home. يعني لو كنت باقية بالبيت هسه زين كان هسه أنا قاعدة أقرأ الامتحان. You
Doctor,
understand?
I understood this the idea of this point, but I didn't understand the structure of this sentence. Could be reading this structure of which tense? Could be
This is
reading.
continuous. Of course, continuous. As long as you are having now, this is a present
Present continuous,
continuous.
doctor? Present and
Yeah, of
okay,
course.
okay, okay, doctor. Thanks.
All right. You have
And
you have be. Listen, Mariam, you have be plus the ing form of the verb, and you have now at the same time as well. So all these are indicators that this is the present continuous tense.
okay, doctor. And I have another question. Sorry, yani, doctor.
Go ahead.
Uh, in the next page, 236, in the fifth point, present and past contrary to past statements.
Yes.
Also,
Yeah.
I think we have here would be reading. Would be reading. This is the structure of future continuous, right? Here, but
Would be
there is
reading
not.
an assignment.
Yeah,
No, this
but
is not a future continuous.
this is
This
the
is not a
present
future
continuous.
continuous.
But the
Present
structure,
continuous, yeah.
and but the structure is similar to future, right? Future continuous. The
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, and that's okay.
Exactly.
I think this is depends on the meaning, right, doctor?
Exactly. I was having a look at the conditional sentences today, and it was saying that there is a possibility to mix tenses, even though we are referring. Can you see that there is that شوفين إنه انتبهوا on the first part of the if clause, for example, would be reading,
Yeah.
right? If Miss Lou didn't have a headache now, okay, this is in the past, right?
Okay.
Didn't have a headache, and she would be reading her assignment. So don't you notice that there is sort of difference between the first part of the if clause and the second part of the if clause? In the first part, you have didn't have, okay, and in the second part, she would be reading, which is in the present. So I noticed I'm gonna give you the page, I mean the website that I was examining today, and it says that there's sort of possibility of mixing the tenses in the if clauses.
Yes, doctor. Yesterday I do the checks. Sorry, the يعني
Yeah,
كان exam يعني in the application that you told about us like quizzes about the
yeah,
modal verbs. Yes, doctor. I
yeah,
noticed that يعني there is a difference in the meaning. And when I solve,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. It's always the meaning that determines you. يعني ماكو قاعدة ثابتة باستخدام هذه دائما هو المينينج اللي يحكم. بس احنا since we are non-native speakers, that's why we always tend to be careful in creating our sentences in the modal verbs, with the modal, I mean the conditional sentences. That's the point.
Okay, doctor. Thank you.
Okay, most welcome. Fine. All right. Let's move now to, yes, Karar, do you have a question?
Yes, doctor. Sorry. I just want to
Go
ask you
ahead.
about the past impossibility and the opportunity, past opportunity. So what's the differences between these two structures? Is it only the negation?
Past opportunity and past impossibility.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The difference concerning the grammar, the difference between them is related to the negation only. Couldn't
Okay.
and could. This is concerning the grammatical form, and you can see that when you are using the negative form, the meaning is going to be changed. يعني
Right.
هسه
Yeah.
if you create your sentence two sentences, one of them using the negative form of could with have at the past participle of the verb, and the other one with the affirmative form of could with the have and the past participle of the verb, you can see that the verb, I mean, the meaning of the sentence can
Right,
be
yeah.
different.
Totally right, yeah.
Yeah, and this
Okay.
always comes with the examined sentences. يعني إذا تجيب مجموعة من الجمل، يعني ثاني أتمنى إنه يكون عندنا sort of time نجيب مجموعة من الجمل and we keep on for example telling what this sentence indicate. راح تشوفون هسه بالكويز أنا أعطيكم الجملة وأقول لكم what's the meaning of could or can in this sentence. This is how it works when
All
you
right, thanks,
identify
doctor.
the meaning of could when you examine lots of sentences. All right. All right. Since our lecture is not that long today, that's why let's move to shall and should and out. All of you know that shall, should, and out have different meaning. So here, when you look at shall, and I'm going to make a sort of summary here. All right. Let's make it larger. Right. Shall and should. Let me write out. Should, out. So the meanings that are expressed using these three models could be either advisability. You know what advisability, right?
Yes, doctor. نصيحة.
Yeah. And this advisability can either be in a form of question, can be in a form of negative question, that are from between a question as an affirmative question, and it can be in the form of statement. All right? When we use the advisability using a question, خلينا نرجع للسلايدز مالتنا. Advisability, affirmative question of advisability. By the way, this can be referred to the future. Okay, and hold a second. So yeah, advisability can refer to the future, and in this case, you can use shall I pay in dollar or should I pay in dollar? You can use both shall and should. Advisability can be negative and in the form of question, by the way. Here we use in the present or in the past. In both cases, whether it's in the present or in the past, استخدم should فقط. لاحظوا طلاب? In the first one, affirmative question, I can use both shall and should. In the negative question of advisability, I can use only should. And should can refer to the present and can refer to the past. Shouldn't you be serving your country? Okay, يعني لازم هل من مو مرات انت مرات واحد لما تقول له مو لازم هسه انت قاعد تقرا دروسك؟ مو لما مثلا طفل وقاعد يلعب بالايباد يقول له مو كان هسه انت لازم نايم؟ اوكي؟ مرات تجي sometimes it refers to the past. Shouldn't the government have made the amendments or shouldn't the government have made sort of changes in the country? And the third one is statement of advisability. Again, here اللي هي statement of advisability you can use either should or out. هنا أنا بالسلايدز ما موجودة بس إذا عندكم سحبيها بالورق كتبوها أما should or out. For example, and by the way, this refers both to all time, يعني all time اللي هو whether past or present, and the other case it refers to the future. When we talk about all time, for example, Sally should see the doctor every 6 months, or should see the dentist every 6 months, for instance. Or you can talk about future advisability, like my grandma out to eat healthy food. This is about all-time advisability. But when I say my grandma out to go to the dentist as soon as possible, it refers that you are talking about future advisability. Fine. Let's give examples. Okay. Advisability. عندي shall وعندي should. They have ought to. Okay. Question. Affirmative question. Affirmative question of advisability. شنو استخدم إياه؟ Said I can use either shall
or should.
Should. Definitely. Example. Anybody can give me an example?
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We can say, shall I read my homework today?
Shall I read?
My homework today.
Shall
You
I?
can say that.
Okay. My homework. Today, for example, هذا اليوم. Today is Thursday, right? And usually children don't do homework on Thursday. So you told your mom, shall I read my homework today so we can go out tomorrow? It works like that, okay? Or shall I do my homework? Of course, it's much better today. Say, shall I do my homework today so we can go out tomorrow? Or we can say, should we stay indoor? It is raining. indoor يعني بالبيت لأنه بتمطر. Okay, يعني let's say you are seeking advisability of somebody else. شنو رأيك? Like that. It works like that. Any other question?
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Can I give you a sentence, Doctor?
Sure.
Should I watch the series my friend advised me to?
Should I watch
the series my friend advised me to?
Brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You're asking somebody else, another friend, for instance, and should we watch the series that, for example, Saad advised us to? Okay, that's a very good question. That was اللي هو affirmative question of advisability. The negative question of advisability. Okay, احنا ايش قلنا؟ We can use should only, right? The negative question of advisability can refer. What does it refer to? It can refer to present, and it refers to the past. طبعا شنو اللي حددنا؟ اللي حددنا هو the structure of the sentence and the meaning of the sentence. Like highlighting this in red, you can see that there is sort of difference when you have negative question of advisability and affirmative question of advisability. Okay, let's give examples. Who can give me an example of negative question of advisability in the present?
Can I?
Okay, go ahead.
Shouldn't you be doing your homework today? This is in the past. Okay, I think.
No, it's not in the past. It's in the present.
Sorry, present. The second one in the in the past. Shouldn't I have done my homework today?
Okay, brilliant. Shouldn't I have done my homework? Haven't you noticed the difference between the two sentences? Here, Mariam, she only changed the tense of the sentence. Okay, لاحظوا هنا I'm gonna highlight this in green. Shouldn't I have done my homework today? هذا صار الليل زين وتحكي على روحها. أنا ليش ما سويت مالتي الhomework during the day? Okay. Okay, راح أقول نفسها I. Shouldn't I be doing my homework? Let's say now. My homework now. Okay, she is also advising herself. مو كان لازم هسه أنا قاعدة أسوي الهومورك مالتي بدل ما قاعدة أشوف فيسبوك for instance. She is also torturing herself or she is approaching herself. Okay? The same sentence, she only changed the form of the sentence, but she got two different meanings or two different times. One of them is the present. This is in the present. The other one is in the past. All right? Is there another sentence for this form?
Can I?
Okay. Go ahead.
Which one?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know. I don't know who's asking tonight. Okay, Mariam.
Shouldn't you go home? It's too late.
Okay, go home. It's too late. Brilliant. Shouldn't you go home now, for instance? It's too late. يعني for example صديقتك تشمك وتقولي لها لازم هسه تروحين مو كان لازم هسه انت تروحين.
Shouldn't
Okay,
you have
and in the past.
Shouldn't you have done?
Brilliant.
Sorry.
Okay. Good. Okay. لازم هسه انت رايحة للبيت. Okay. واضح طلاب؟
Clear, doctor.
Okay, how about the others? You find it easy? Right. طبعا لازم أي موضوع من ناخذه لازم ترجعون للبيت تسوون reviewing so that you master the topic pretty much better. Fine. When you talk about when you give a statement of advisability, the statement of advisability you use either should and ought. احنا طبعا نسينا we forgot to give an example about ought. We can say Sally okay, statement of advisability. Oh, this is not, no, we don't use ought, we use only ought. طبعا أنا خربطت. We use only should, sorry about that. We use a statement of advisability, and in a statement of advisability هنا نجي نستخدم either ought or should. It's highlighted in yellow. Okay. And this is going to be red. Okay. For instance, my mom out to see the, my mom out to see the doctor. This is the same sentence in the book. Out to travel abroad to take an annual check, to take an annual check. Okay. abroad يعني للخارج. My mom ought to travel. My mom ought to travel abroad to make an annual check. So I'm making a statement that, and this is about all time. لاحظوا طلاب, this is not about the future. This is about her all time advisability. And if I use the same sentence, about my mom ought to travel abroad soon, make an annual check. This refers to the future. Should can also be used referring to advisability. For instance, for students should attend the lectures so as they don't miss information. Okay?
Okay, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Students should attend the lectures so as they don't miss information. This is about their advisability and it's about all time advisability. Or I can say my students should attend tomorrow's lecture because it's very important. This is also, I'm advising my students to attend tomorrow's lecture as it is very important. Okay, let's move to the next one, which is obligations. Obligations اللي هي الإلزام. يعني when I oblige somebody to do something. يعني I am obliging my students to do something. And this obligation can either be fulfilled يعني شنو؟ تحقق يعني سووه أو yeah, or it can be unfulfilled. All right?
All right, doctor.
When we talk about fulfilled obligation, here we don't use any modal verb. Okay? For instance, okay, shall we go to our lecture? You can use, for instance, let's talk about fulfilled obligation, which is either in the current time, يعني now, or in the past. And we mentioned that we don't use any modal verb. The government was obliged to resign. Okay? And for instance, the employees were obliged to work 5 days a week. And we can use it in the present time, like when we say the family is obliged to stay indoor or to stay home. When we talk about obligation, which is unfulfilled, okay, here we use either should or ought. And when we can say we can use present obligations, which are unfulfilled, remember students, and past obligations. I should be reading my assignment. I should have been reading my assignment. I should have read. لاحظوا الفرق. I should be reading my assignment, which is now, at the moment. I should have been reading my assignment, which is present perfect continuous. يعني بدأ من الماضي واستمر لحد هاي اللحظة. When I say well, I should have read my assignment, يعني اللي هو بالماضي. Okay? Okay, let's give examples. Yes.
Doctor, يعني مثلا في هنا النقطة قال بال present وبال past. إحنا any chance we can use يعني present continuous, present simple. لو يعني
Like what? Can you give me an example, please?
What?
Can you give me an example, please?
Okay, about the fourth point, right? Okay.
Yes.
I should be reading my assignment. We can say I should be seeing my mom.
Okay. Which is now about this moment, about the present time. For example,
okay.
about the present time. You are talking about
I should be seeing my mom.
Be seeing my mom, or I should be meeting, let's say, or watching my mom cooking. And you are obliged to watch your mom cooking, okay? But you are not. You know what I mean?
Yes, Asher.
Yeah, يعني المفروض إنه for example she wants you to learn how to cook and you should be watching her cooking every day, but you are not. Your same sentence, Mariam, we can use I should have been watching my mom cooking.
يعني دكتور لازم نستخدم present continuous ويا هذا يعني النقطة ما يصير نستخدم present simple.
Okay, I should read my class, for instance. I should read my assignment. Okay, I don't know actually. For instance, when you say, let me just check this. Let me just check this. Unfulfilled obligations, the tenses that are used with the unfulfilled obligations, could they be the simple present or not? يمكن راح يتحول المينينج when you use the simple form of the sentence. ممكن احتمال, I'm not saying it's for sure. Could it be changed into statement of advisability or not? I'm not sure. For instance, when you say, I should study, I should learn swimming. Summer. This is your obligation. Okay, I should learn swimming in summer. مو هنا إنه كأنما, don't you notice that كأنما this is an obligation and it's not none whether it's achieved or not. Don't you notice that? Do you know, are you
Can
with
you
me,
repeat,
Maria?
doctor?
Yes, doctor.
For example, I should learn swimming in summer. Does it indicate that this obligation is not unfulfilled? يعني كأنما تقولين الobligation مالتك, but does it tell whether it is fulfilled or not? Do you know what I mean? Let me say it in Arabic. يعني من أكتب إنه I should learn swimming in summer, أنا لازم أتعلم السباحة بالصيف. شو مبين من هاي الجملة؟ مبين إنه هذا unfulfilled obligation, or does it show that this is fulfilled obligation, or does it tell that this is a future obligation that you have to do? يعني هذا, this shows that this is an obligation which is not none, whether it is fulfilled or unfulfilled. It can refer to the future, right?
Right, doctor.
مو صحيح؟
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
فذات's why
Can you repeat,
نحاول.
doctor, please?
Pardon, مريم؟
Not
الصوت
me.
انقطع قبل شوية. ممكن تعيدي لو سمحتي؟
Which point did you miss?
أبا the last few seconds. The last
All right.
few sentences, I mean.
We were saying that there are two types of obligation. One of them is fulfilled and the other one is unfulfilled obligation. Mariam was asking, طبعا we said that it can be either in the past or in the present. In the past, I, for instance, should have washed my mom cooking. It is لاحظته هنا should have washed كون من should plus have plus the past participle of the verb, which was gray. Alright? بينما in the present obligation, I should be watching my mom cooking, or I should have been watching my mom cooking. So Mariam was asking, how about, do we have to use the be? طبعا Mariam, you are asking very good questions, by the way. You are very accurate in your questions. Okay, Mariam was saying, can we use any form of the verb rather than be plus the ing form? Would should? احنا اعطينا example هنا اللي هو I should learn swimming in summer. Or let's use her same sentence. I should watch my mom cooking. She was asking, does it refer to unfulfilled obligation or not? إذا استخدمنا simple form of the verb. Okay. احنا نلاحظ انه بهاي الجملتين it shows that obligation, but it doesn't tell whether this obligation is fulfilled or unfulfilled. احنا كنا بدنا نحكي نريد على unfulfilled obligation, and this obligation should either be in the present or in the past. Okay, and we notice that the verb should be either with BING or it can be with have plus the past participle of the verb. When we came and used the simple form of the verb, I should watch my mom cooking. I should learn swimming in summer. This is not, it doesn't show that this is unfulfilled obligation. It can show only an obligation. واضح لهنا طلاب؟
نعم
يعني ما
دكتور.
يعبر ما يصير نستخدمه دكتورة؟
يعني حاولي تبتعدين عنه مريم على مود يكون المينينج clear for the teacher.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, perfect. So let's move to the next point. The next point, when we say should and ought, express expectation. Again, we are using should and ought rather than shall. The movie should be released soon. You are expecting the release of the movie. She's clever. She ought to do well. So you are expecting her to get a high mark. Okay? And the other one is chance. Should you go to Paris, don't forget to get me a souvenir, for instance. Should it rain, don't forget to close the windows. يعني في حال لو هذا معناها. And in this case we use should only. In the other case اللي هو expectation we use should and ought. Let's give examples.
دكتورة بالكتاب النقطة الخامسة مكتوب recurrent هنا هم يقصد به present؟
recurrent اللي هو اللي يعني اللي يعاد كأنما something that happens over and over. All right. Okay, and we talked about fulfilled obligation, right? اللي هو قلنا we don't need any modal verb. Now we are talking about expectations and اللي هو chance to happen things which are with expectations we said we use ought and we use should. When we talk about chance, we use should only. All right? All right? And here we put them in red as well. Fine. What expectations? And we said that these expectations, you are expecting somebody to come, or you are expecting my wife should be delivering the baby soon. So you are expecting the delivery of the baby soon, for instance. All right? And you can say, for instance,
can I give an
manager.
example?
Yeah, sure.
My sister should be working soon after her presentation, and she ought to do her best.
Okay, should be working soon after giving her presentation. Nana, طبعا, she's giving two ways. One of them is should be working soon. يعني we are expecting her to work soon, and she ought to do her best. Okay, so two expectations. She ought to do her best, and she will be working soon. All right. This is likelihood اللي هو the same of expectations. هذه ما عندكم أي مشكلة، ماكو اختلاف بالتست of the verb اللي يغير المعنى، ماكو أي مشكلة. Just the meaning, you know the meaning from the structure or from the context of the sentence. And when you talk about the chance, for instance, something which might happen, okay, give me an example. Should you visit your mom? Don't forget to get some chocolate. All right. Another example. هذا كأنه ما conditional إذا تنتبهون، يعني كأنه ما أنت تعطي حالة الconditioning. إذا سويت فلاشي سوي فلاشي.
Can I give another one?
Yeah, sure.
If you should see my friend, give her a big hug.
All right. Rather than if, I'm going to use should. Should you see my friend? Do you notice that I'm using the comma between the two sentences? It's two parts of the sentence. Give her a big hug. This is a very good sentence. Another sentence?
May I, doctor?
Go ahead.
If you should go
I need to if. وخروا لي الاف طلاب. Just get rid of if. Let's تستخدمون if. ترى هي should جاية محل الاف by the way. يعني if you see my friend, give her a big hug. وخروا الاف خلي الشود بدالها.
Should you go to shop store?
Okay. Should you go to the shopping store? Okay.
Yes, bring to me a scarf.
Okay. Bring me scarf. Very good.
Can I, doctor?
Right. Okay, go ahead, Mohammed.
Yes, doctor. One last sentence. Should you visit Japan?
Okay.
Don't forget to bring a souvenir.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Don't forget to bring. So I'm not sure how to write souvenir. Souvenir. Oh, I don't know.
Can I?
Souvenir. Right. لحظة. How about هسه نتحول للكويز لو تكتبون sentences in the chat box. What do you think?
As you like, doctor.
خلونا نخلص من الكويز زين ونسوي كويز ثاني. Pardon?
Write in the chat.
Do you want to write in the chat box and then we move to the quiz? But this will take a while. I don't mind, but this will take a while from your free time. Would that be all right with you?
Quiz. So we could
I do like that.
ما عندكم مشكلة تبقون للوحدة ونص? You don't have any problem, right?
No, doctor.
Doctor, I go to the quiz.
ها هسه كويز لو شوية نكتب
دكتورة
جمل.
خلي الكويز الأربعاء.
As you like, doctor.
ليش؟ لا أشرف عندنا ترى الأربعاء هواية مادة لازم نغطي.
دكتورة والله جوعانين دكتورة ما لي كويز.
أنا هم جوعانة وعندي شغل لازم أروح أكمله بس لحظات أوكي ما تأخر هو ترى بس من questions.
تمام.
راح أعطيكم اللينك in the chat box زين أوكي as a homework خلونا نسوي homework. Try to give me sentences. Shouldn't you go home? No, we shouldn't. All right. I'm gonna give you the link. As a homework, try to write as many sentences as possible using should, can, or different meanings that we've got. زين طلاب حاول تسويها. Yeah. Okay. All right. Should be starting. Let's give the link. Start a live quiz. Structure based. I'm gonna stop my screen share. Just a second. المفروض التكويز. ليش هذا الشكل؟ لا ما أريد ما أقول لك. لا هذا مو كلاس روم هذا كويز. بس احنا بيها حال والله يعني والنوب. اوكي اوكي متأخرة تدري. اوكي all right. I forgot. I just forgot that my mic was on. Now we are doing the quiz. Do you notice, students, that last time we were wondering why some students got a higher rank than others? This is because they answered the question faster than other students. That's the reason. لحد هسه they يحمل. Okay, no worries, Huda. We are still waiting for others to join. I have 68 students in this class.
أنا دخلت الامتحان وطلعني.
دخلي مرة ثانية مريم.
Excuse me, doctor. Do you take this for our marks or just participating?
انتوا ليش خايفين من الدرجات؟ Why do you worry about the marks?
دكتورة دائما يطفرنا، يعني أكثر من سؤال يروح بسبب النت.
هي دكتورة مرات
هسه عندي
ندوس على نقطة يختار لنا غير نقطة أصلا.
ومرات دكتورة أصلا ما نلحق نقرأ السؤال لأن يكون طويل ويروح الوقت فنختار عشوائي إنه ما ضيع نقطة.
هسه ما خليت سؤال طويل أنا اليوم، زين، بس على مود تلحقون. Now I have 52 students.
دكتورة ايش قد التوتال تايم مال الكويز؟
What do you mean?
التوتال تايم كله يعني الكل ايش قد كله؟
Total time. If each quiz has 45 seconds, let's say 1 minute, and there are 7 questions only, so I don't think it will take more than 10 minutes.
Okay, doctor.
Fine. I have 60 students now.
دكتورة بلا زحمة، الرابط مال الامتحان ماكو، ما جاي يطلع لي.
شلون ماكو؟ ايات اللينك the chat box.
هسه طلع، شكرا.
Okay. Shall we start? Okay, now we have 61 students. Let's start. We don't want to waste more time. شبيه بندق؟ بندق Okay, let's move to the next one.
ترى ماكو الأسئلة.
أحمد وسام شلون ماكو؟ طلع لي السؤال الثاني.
ماكو، ما جاي طلع.
دكتورة, are you here?
I'm here. Yes, حورة.
مريم دشاد. دكتورة, السؤال الثاني
مريم.
حليته بدأ ينتقل على السؤال الثالث, وقف يعني ما أعرف الامتحان شاشة ما أعرف يعني.
هسه شنو عندك يعني؟ الشاشة
حليت
واقفة؟
الثاني.
نعم.
الثاني حليته وقف بعد ما طلع لي السؤال الثالث. ايش حدث؟
هسه احنا شنو خلصنا ما راح نتحول على الكويستشن اللي بعده. خلينا ننتظر اذا يعني هسه شنو بس واقفة الشاشة عندك، اذا سوي ريفرش شنو يصير؟
الثاني ريفرش سويت, بقى على الثاني ما سوى شيء.
واذا تعطي له سؤال جوابه شنو يصير؟
انطيت الجواب الى الاول والثاني انطيته, بقى الثالث بعده ما طالع لي. يمكن بعدهم ما كانوا الطلاب يعني.
لا سووه. طلاب how many questions have we done yet؟ 4.
ما اعرف.
4.
just
Yeah.
4.
هيات
We have
الثالث
that.
طلع لي يقول خلاص الوقت مال الثالث.
Alright, move to the fourth one now. حتى الفورث هسه راح يطلع لك خلصان وقته.
شفتي دكتورة, هو هاي المشكلة اللي احنا نتحدث عليها, حرامات يعني.
I know. No worries طلاب. أهم شيء إنه أنا أريد تقرون ونحاول نسوي. أنا شنو أريد؟ يعني أريد كل الطلاب يجاوبون الإكسرسايزز. يعني من نجي نسوي إكسرسايز أنا وياكم راح أختار 4-5 طلاب يسوون هذا الإكسرسايز. بينما من نسوي هذا الكويز راح تروح الأسئلة لكل الطلبة. That's my idea behind. أوكي؟ هسه شنو الوضع مريم؟
انتقلت على السؤال الخامس بس هم وقف.
دكتورة,
إي واقف
ثاني وتوقف عندي على السؤال الرابع. بعدين نقلني للخامس.
هسه حنتحول للخامس. Now we are moving because I'm mastering it. I'm moving from one question to another. So now you can see the fifth question.
يس دكتورة, طلع لي الخامس.
Okay, moving to the next one. Oh my God. I think that it's me this time to lose the connection. Did they move to the next one?
دكتور, the result. دكتور حتى أعطانا صحيحة لو غلط أجوبتنا.
بعد يحمل.
شوف شلون مريم؟
دكتورة بعدها يحمل عند الكل.
دكتورة مريض إذا صح لو غلط الجواب.
أنا بعدي بالسؤال السادس ودي يتحقق من الإجابة بعدين.
هسه احنا بالسادس.
نعم دكتورة كل احنا هيك قاعدين. All of us I think. ما
كنا
طلعت نتيجة.
بالسادس. اي اوكي حتى انا ترى قطع عندي ورجع لي. This is the last one. This question is super easy, isn't it?
Yes, sure.
Okay, let's see the results now. Yes.
دكتورة كتبت لك رسالة قريتيها؟
لا ما قريتها. انت منو؟
أحمد وسام.
طفتك وخرجت من الامتحانات.
لأن هن أول 3 أسئلة ما لحقت علينا ما طلعن إنه طفت الكهرباء.
مو مشكلة أحمد. اوكي.
دكتورة ماكو شير السكرين شاشة.
أي ماكو شير صحيح لحظات. هو حتى عندي بعدها ما طلعت results. I'm trying to wait. It seems that there is some weak connection. Okay. Oh, it's gone. Let's see. So we have Hajar, very good Hajar. She's in the first place. Where is Hajar? Where is Hajar? Where is Hajar? Congratulations, Hajar. Well done. And we have Mohammed Rashid. Congratulations, Mohammed. Only one mistake. And Karan Haider is in the third place. Only 2 mistakes. Brilliant. لاحظوا علي فاضل he's got only one mistake.
but خطأ عندي.
لا مو قطع عندك لأنه أنت
مثلا ما خطأ عندي بس واحد يعني والثالث
خطأ واحد.
أي.
يعني أنت ممكن تكون ويا محمد رشيد إن محمد يعني بس second place بس لأنه احتمال أخذت وقت أكثر يعني
دكتورة أنا من عندي بس خطأين حاطة رقم 11.
أشرف أيضا خطأين. أي فلهذا السبب طلاب هو الوقت أيضا يلعب دور. فأنت don't worry about the time, you just worry about the number of your mistakes. Okay. Right. So that's all for today. We got to go now. You must be hungry, and I have some other commitments to do. We're going to be to Wednesday. Okay. We'll carry on with the other modal verbs. Okay, thank you very much and have a nice day.
Okay, doctor.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay, doctor. Thank you.
دكتورة.
Goodbye.
دكتورة.
نعم.
بس بالنسبة للطالبة جمانة محمد. هي ما راح تقدر تحضر الفترة يعني لأن والدها اليوم توفى.
إلى راحة الله. أوكي مو مشكلة. هي أكيد راح تدز شهادة الوفاة السترنا وإحنا راح نراعيها بهالوضع بهالأمر.
تمام دكتور.
أوكي. Right. Okay. See you on Wednesday طلاب. مع السلامة.
Goodbye doctor.
Bye bye.